back, ladies and gentlemen, to All Talk Fantasy. Today we're drafting around the 9th overall pick. We know that you have your drafts this week, this weekend, maybe even next week. The NFL season is less than 2 weeks away. Let's prepare you for the 9th overall selection. At number 9 in a full PPR league, who are we going to be building our team around?
You're going to be selecting my guy, Malik Nabers.
I love Malik Nabers. I think Malik Nabers will succeed in this Giants offense more than obviously anybody, but last year almost broke the target record as a rookie, and I just see him absolutely balling with an upgrade at quarterback. Let's be for real. Anybody besides Daniel Jones is an upgrade at quarterback.
Yeah, I think the teams just got better as a whole. The line got a little bit better. The quarterback play got a little bit better.
Defense got a little bit better.
Defense got a little bit better, and, I just think a stud like this guy with a quarterback upgrade, and he's going to eat.
Again, I don't think you can have a bad pick from an LSU receiver either. And Malik Nabers last year as a rookie, you saw what he did. Can you imagine him like learning in the NFL and actually having Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, Jackson, whoever, they all look
Hey, you could put Russell Westbrook, it'd be an upgrade.
Probably. So this is the spot I thought we would be in. I've done a little bit of scenarios around this 9th overall pick. My eyes are going towards Brock Bowers. I don't know how you feel about it, but I think if we do that, we could run a 0 RB kind of train here. Or Brian Thomas. I mean, I don't know. Or do you want Josh Jacobs?
I think there's 3 options here. You got Josh Jacobs, which I'm going to highlight first because he's the one I don't think we should pick.
Okay.
Solid running back, but when you see the talent of Bowers and Thomas there, what's funny is we just did our draft, and big LSU guy, he took Malik Nabers and Brian Thomas.
Correct.
Right around this spot. So I would not hate Brian Thomas. I had him last year, and he was a stud. And
right. He pretty much won you your league last year.
He did win me my league. He came out of nowhere, just
like Malik.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, he might be quarterback proof. He's playing Mac Jones all season.
True. So are we going Brian? Is it between Brian Thomas and Brock Bowers?
It's between Brian Thomas and Brock Bowers. I'm going to let you make the pick here.
I think we've been so anti early tight end. I think it's time to shake it up and see how this draft goes.
I don't mind that at all.
Let's go the firepower about Brock Bowers.
Solid pick.
Again, 2 second-year guys who are due for just a repeat at the very minimum from last year. I mean, Brock Bowers, he was the number 1 tight end last year as a rookie, second-year guy with a quarterback upgrade. I think that's what we're setting our team up for. We have 2 guys who are in pretty much the same role with new quarterbacks, number 1s on their offense, and now we're sitting here at the 3-9 pick, and who catches your eye? Right off rip, if we're going to punt, I don't even know if that's the right word, punting, running back, I see Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison, Mike Evans. Those guys are kind of to me. I would be more inclined if a T. Higgins, Jackson Smith were here. And now, guys, we understand the ADP is going to be different. Right now, we're recording this on August 25th in a full PPR format. So if there's a guy that we know is not going to be there, we're not going to take him because we want to be as realistic as possible. But I think I don't know. How are you feeling about this?
I'm still not a Jets player believer. Breece Hall is going to fall off a cliff. As we stated before, they have a committee there. And then I still just don't trust Justin Fields. Even though we've seen the upgrades, I don't think it's his fault. I just think this offense is so dysfunctional that I don't trust Garrett Wilson. Besides that, I see Marv, which I feel like is a reach in this round. I see Camaro, which is a solid back. I mean, if we're going 0 RB, I definitely want to look at.
Well, we definitely could not do I'm very inclined. I don't love any of the receivers here. I don't love Garrett Wilson. I don't love Marvin Harrison. Mike Evans is cool, but I definitely think he'll be there at that 4-4 swing. I'm more inclined to take an Alvin Kamara, Omarion Hampton, or Kenneth Walker.
That's my thought too. I'd love to take Kamara here, and if Hampton's there, I think that's an easy. Or next round, I think that's an easy just grab.
So let's do that. Let's go Malik Nabers, Brock Bowers, Alvin Kamara. Really just
you know what you're getting out of Kamara. It's a bad offense, but he's the bright spot out of there. Gonna catch the ball.
So you wanted Omarion Hampton, and I think it's Omarion Hampton and Kenneth Walker on my rankings are pretty much neck and neck. Now, in our draft we had on Friday night, I did select Omarion Hampton over Kenneth Walker. I think his upside's a lot higher, and I think his risk of injury is a lot lower. And I think Omarion Hampton's risk of the backup playing over him is a lot lower, even though he's a rookie. So I'm cool with taking Omarion Hampton. Another guy I would take is Devontae Adams. I think he'd be sick next to Malik Nabers. Jalen Hurts is also here in the 4th round.
I see that, but
it's kind of tempting. I mean, you saw Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow go. Jalen Hurts in the 4th round is very tempting, but I'll let you make the final decision on Omarion Hampton or Jalen Hurts.
I want Omarion Hampton, and I think we just found out that Najee Harris is officially on.
He actually is going to play week 1.
He is going to play?
That's what they've been saying.
Okay.
I don't know if it's official, but I know that he's on pace.
Okay.
But that could be we've seen smoke and mirrors before in the NFL. He could go on the 4-game IR.
Yeah, you did mention that he might go on IR, which is definitely something I'd look out for.
I mean, in fantasy, so I did draft Najee Harris and I threw him my IR slot because he has an O next to his name, and it's kind of a little cheat code if you guys wanted to do that. So with our 5th round pick, we have our tight end, which I actually really liked, like going no running backs in the first 2 rounds. I really like how our team's shaped up with Kamara, Hampton, Nabers, and Brock Bowers. Now with your next pick, how do we feel here?
I see 3 solid options here.
I want to hear him.
Catch my eye, George Pickens, guy that we've talked about and praised so much in this 5th round. I see Pacheco, which is just if you want to get our 3rd running back and call it a day, there he is. And then I see a guy like Ted McMillan, who's a rookie in Carolina and is going to get the 1 production this year with an upgraded Bryce.
Those are the 3 guys that I really like as well. I like Jameson Williams, contract year in a Lions pass-heavy offense. I also like Jalen Waddle and DeAndre Swift. Jalen Waddle's starting to grow on me as we kind of been shifting away from that Tyreek Hill love in that Miami offense. But I definitely think it's between those 3 guys in a full PPR format where we only have 1 receiver. I think it's between Pickens and McMillan. And I think that we already have kind of the riskier RB2 option. I think we want to take the safer wide receiver 2 option. So I'm going to select George Pickens. But that doesn't mean that Ted McMillan can't fall to us at the 6'4", and he is going to fall to us. Do we want him? Do we want another running back? That's kind of where, and I mean, there's no really quarterback options here. I mean, we can get the Dak stack with George Pickens, who we selected. We can get Bo Nix if we want to reach right now. We can get Tony Pollard, Jerry Jeudy, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Swift. Those guys. This is a good pick. I feel like the 6th round is a safe pick. So who are you leaning towards? Do you want a Ted? Do you want a Pacheco? Do you want a Swift?
Here's my thinking. I'm going to answer your question with a question. Do you feel comfortable with George Pickens as our certified wide receiver 2?
I think comfortable is the right word. I'm not like in the driver's seat. I'm more of like, okay, Pickens can be a wide receiver too. Maybe a flex play on a week-to-week basis. But if we wanted to take another receiver, if George Pickens doesn't really work out in Dallas, that could be a security blanket.
On Ted. I love Ted McMillan.
Does the hamstring injury affect your draft strategy here?
Not really.
Me either.
No, I think he's still going to.
Very, very weak tweak. And I know hamstrings are scary, but very weak.
At the receiver position, though, it's just a small setback.
Absolutely. So we got Kamara, Hampton, Nabers, Pickens, Bowers, McMillan. By the way, let's take a break from the fantasy talk. If you guys want to check out Dabble Fantasy today, there's no better time. Right now, when you use code AllTalkSports, you get a free $10. So any of the players you draft on your fantasy team because you think they're going to break out, they're going to go crazy, get a lot of touchdowns, a lot of yards, make sure to take their NFL futures on Dabble Fantasy. Right now in Dabble Fantasy, you pick more or less on your favorite athletes, NFL, NBA, UFC, WNBA, anybody you want. Pick more or less on your favorite athletes. If you know ball, make some money on Dabble Fantasy right now. Let's get back to the video. Now, this is the first time I think we've been 6 rounds, and pretty much our whole team is filled out besides the quarterback position, and I don't think we have to reach at all for any of these quarterbacks. And here's another pick that we probably need to hammer on. Now, if we didn't have a tight end, I would go with David Njoku. I would go with Tyler Warren, but we have those guys. So guys that are enticing here, and I know the ADP, again, is not completely updated. So I'm inclined to take Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt with the 7th or 8th round pick. That's what I did.
Throwing out some ball knowledge here.
Yes, sir. I'm inclined to take a Tyrone Tracy. I'm inclined to take a Matthew Golden, Emeka Egbuka. So if we can get 2 of those 4 players, I think you're on the same strategy as me. Is we have our team filled out. Let's pick some high flyers, some guys that, and then later on we'll take some low floor kind of guys, or high floor kind of guys. So who would you take in this scenario?
I think we look. I like Caleb Johnson. That's the guy I'm looking at.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. I've read a lot of reports, and I don't think Caleb Johnson is going to see the field as much as we thought.
Really?
I have read a lot of Twitter tweets from beat reporters and from the Steelers, and I've heard week 1 he could get less than 5 carries. I heard that Jalen Warren and Kenny Golladay is getting more of the workload than Caleb Johnson, and it doesn't surprise me.
Kenny Golladay?
Sorry.
Gainwell.
Kenneth Gainwell. Right.
Gainwell.
Dude, listen, it's Monday morning. It's 9 o'clock on Monday morning.
Kenny Golladay.
Please bear with us. But yeah, so I'm actually staying away from Caleb Johnson in all formats. So I would rather take a flyer on Matthew Golden, Tyrone Tracy. And I know you like Matthew Golden, so I'm going to select Matthew Golden.
I like Matthew Golden.
I think he could easily be the wide receiver 1. This Green Bay Packers offense is extremely banged up. And Egbuka goes, okay. So you know what? Now ADP for Sleeper has not updated.
I'm still not a big fan on Egbuka in regular drafts anyway.
You're still not?
I mean, is he technically the 2 or the 3 with Chris Godwin?
Listen, I think that target share is going to be insane for Emeka Egbuka. I think he could easily be their wide receiver 2. I think that Mike Evans is aging. I love Mike Evans still, but he is aging. Chris Godwin is technically activated off the pup, but he shouldn't be. Like, he should not be on that football field. Puka's going to step in. Baker loves him. The offense loves him. And I'm not going to lie, he looks disgusting. I mean, caught that preseason touchdown. But yeah, no, I think we take the rookie here from Washington. I might be a reach, but he's one of my guys now. I don't know. I love him.
You took him in our draft in this 8th round?
Yeah, I mean, he was rested as a starter in a preseason game while Chris Rodriguez played. Austin Eckler, I do think, is going to get the heavy workload, at least pass catching wise. But I think he's in line for an RB1 in the 8th round.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I genuinely don't know much about him. Can you maybe tell me, maybe for the other people that have no idea about this kid?
So pretty much he came out of nowhere. I think he went to New Mexico. He came up. So his name is Bill Ja'Cory Croskett Merritt, but they likes to call him Bill. Okay, came from New Mexico, drafted as like a 3rd-day pick, and he just shined, like absolutely shined in the combine, shined in preseason, and he shined so much that they wanted to trade Brian Robinson, and then did trade Brian Robinson. Now Austin Eckler is their pass catching back. He does not. Ja'Cory Croskett Merritt, I'm gonna call him Bill, does not catch balls at all. And they also have Chris Rodriguez, who played last season. He was the rookie last year. So it could be a 3-headed monster, and it could be like an overlook. Like it could be, I've seen tweets where it could be a Kamani Vidal situation. If you don't know, Kamani Vidal drafted as a running back last year to the Chargers. When the Chargers had J.K. Dobbins, everybody thought Kamani Vidal was going to take over that spot. It didn't happen. It could not happen. It might not happen here. But in the 8th round, I'm willing to take that shot.
So potential diamond in the rough is what you're saying.
Absolutely. And I think in these 8th rounds, you kind of have to have that. So we don't have a quarterback yet. Do you want to take Dak Prescott? His ADP is very close.
I mean, looking here, we got J.K. Dobbins. I'm seeing a lot of tight end play. We don't need a tight end, obviously. Jaden Reed, which I'm not sold on, especially when we have Matthew Golden. Charbonnet, if we had K9, I'd say take Charbonnet. And then don't touch Javonte Williams with the 10-foot pole. So.
Okay. So the Dak pick here is the Dak pick. All right, cool. So now.
I mean, we have George Pickens. So
there's the low-key stack. And again, we have Ted McMillan as well, if George Pickens does not work out. So we have our starting lineup. We just need to take out 3 bench players. I'll take the first one. You take the second one. And then I'll take the last one. But right now, I'm just looking for high upside play. And I obviously love Jaden Higgins. He is a 6'4", 215 receiver drafted in the 2nd round to the Houston Texans when they have no other wide receiver. But like, don't tell me Christian Kirk is going to outsnap this kid. He's not gonna. I took him last night in my draft. Jaden Higgins, welcome to the. I thought I just picked Kyle Pitts. Jaden Higgins, welcome to the squad. Hey, fellas, here is the recap for our total team: Malik Nabers, Brock Bowers, Kamara, Hampton, Pickens, McMillan, Golden, Krosky, Merced, Prescott, Higgins, Harris, Trey Benson. 12 picks, 12 rounds. We didn't go extremely deep, but we have our solid 4 receivers there. A lot of upside. Have Brock Bowers, who I'm certified, like he'll get 10 to 20 points every single night. For going no running backs in the first 2 rounds, getting Kamara and Hampton, Krosky, Merced, and then we handcuffed Hampton with Najee, and then Trey Benson's a flyer. Took Dak and Pick and Stack. How would you grade this team out of 10?
I would give this a solid B+.
Okay. I don't hate it. B+ out of 10. It's valid. I would go like a 7.8.
You say out of 10?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
What would you go out of 10?
I'd say 8.
I'm gonna go 7.8. I genuinely love this team. If you can get Neighbors at the 1.9, I would definitely do it. And subscribe for more. Peace. I'm just gonna do the ad read real quick.